some rats. 6 rats and an Altanak. Check it out! Revenge of the Rats. I'm kind of obsessed with this card. I've been trying to figure out ways to break it, and I've got a pretty sweet Golgari deck that I've done a lot of testing on, and, well, just check it out. I think you'll find it very interesting. Welcome to the Attic. Manadad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. Well, of course, we've got Foundations, and Foundations gave us Revenge of the Rats, which you've probably maybe never seen, but I'm kind of obsessed with this card. I've been trying to brew it in various different shells, trying to break it, and I found a really fun way to play it here. It's in Golgari, as you can probably see, green and black, and it's pretty much a rat typal deck. So we'll call it Tribal Tuesday. Do it for Tuesdays on the channel here. We play the best tribes in Magic. Rats. Okay. What does this do? Create a tapped 1/1 black rat creature token for each creature card in your graveyard. So, step number 1, fill your graveyard with creatures. Step number 2, be able to take turn 4 off or spend 4 mana with absolutely not impacting the board. Step 3, flash it back again the next turn. Step 4, finally win with rats. You've got a huge board of rats. You can overrun on all your rats and win that way. The other easy way to win is actually just get a giant persistent Marsh Stalker, and people don't play that many creatures, so if you can get one of these guys through and you have 8 rats, suddenly you're hitting for 11 with one guy, and they come back from the graveyard, so if you milled it into the graveyard, you can pay 3 mana and have it come back attacking. That's really fun. All right, so we do have Gnawing Vermin, which is a rat at the 1-drop slot. We also have some non-rats coming along to the party here. 4 Faerie Dreamthiefs, 2 Rubble Belt Mavericks. We can mill with Seed of Hope. We can mill with Aftermath Analyst. We can mill with Say Its Name. If we get 3 of these in the graveyard, and we mill ourselves so much that I can promise you we will have an Altanak, the Thrice-Called. If you don't know this thing, once you get 3 of these in your graveyard, you can exile them and just put a 9/9 trample into play. And if they try to target it with the spell or ability, you get to draw a card. So that's cool. Okay. We can also pull rats out of the deck with Karumonix. If we've somehow made 10 of these 1/1 rats, other rats you control have toxic. That's actually a way we can win with this. I think you might see it in one of these games. So we got that. The removal package, Eaten Alive, 2 Go for the Throats, Nowhere to Run. In the mana base, 8 lands, so we got 2 rares here with Karumonix and 8 rare lands. If you got more, you can put more in, although don't draw too many underground mortuaries. That's what I've found. This deck kind of wants untapped lands a little bit more. I thought the Surveil would be good here, but so it goes. What else can I say? This is about $100 in paper, but almost every card is like 35 cents here. For some reason, Aftermath Analyst is like a $5 card. I don't know what's going on with that. If you trim out lands, and the Aftermath Analysts and the Go for Throats are a couple dollars for some reason, you want to replace those, you could get this deck down very, very cheap. Of course, on Arena, just 10 rares or mythics. All right, enough of my yammering. You want to see us make a ton of rats. Watch these games. Watch it in action. Watch out for an appearance by Altanak, the Thrice-Called. And with that, let's go see this deck in action.
Hey, it's me, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Actually, haunting and overlording are just my hobbies. My day job is managing the YouTube algorithm. I try to make sure lots of negative, conspiracy-laden clickbait shows up in your feed. You know, nightmare fuel. Whatever you do, don't like, comment, or elder gods forbid, subscribe to a channel like this one, okay? We don't need your feed filled up with people who genuinely enjoy playing Magic like this so-called Manadad. He puts deck lists and other useful links in the description. He even shows real win rate stats at the end of the videos. Yikes. Clicking on positive, helpful videos takes away from the time I could be spending haunting woods or putting my friend Writhing Chrysalis into draft boosters. But you don't have to take it from me. 9 out of 10 players who want to unban grief agree. Now let's see. What is your racist uncle clicking on today? He has impeccable taste. Let me send some of those videos your way.
In Golgari rats. Sure. Don't necessarily want 2 of these in hand, but we came to revenge the rats, so that's what we shall do. I guess we'll Blooming Marsh, get the Maverick going. Next turn we can Underground Seeds of Hope. Yeah, just put both of those in the yard. Opponent plays their Surveil land. We hit a land, but we don't necessarily need to play the untapped land this turn. Seeds of Hope. Go to the yard. We'll bring back the Marsh Stalker, I suppose. Smack you for 1. We get up to that 4 mana. The Marsh Stalker, we got Otterball. Otterballin'. We got the 4 mana. Past the turn. We're supposed to go for the Throat that. I don't know. They're about to storm off here with Kitsa. Quick sequence without drawing a card. Yeah, put all my stuff in the graveyard. Please. Do I have to block it? Okay. Well, if you insist. Start revenging some rats. You better believe it. A bunch of tap rats, opponent, no big deal. Maybe I was supposed to Faerie Dreamthief, go for the Throat the Kitsa, I don't know. This looks like the kind of deck that would be built around Kitsa. Fabled Passage. For exit. Third path Iconoclast. Maybe that's better to take out. Access for 1. Sure. Alright, we get to tap a land. They're holding up like they've got counter magic. If it's the kind where we have to pay 2, at least we'll be able to pay for it. The bounce a rat. Make a 1/1. Faerie Dreamthief. Altanak cannot cast it. Into the grave it goes. Okay, they're down to 2 cards in hand. Although they got the Kitsa. Lila. They can repeat multicolored spells if they have any. No blocks. Hustles, okay. Replay it. That's fine. Let's go revenging some more rats. I think we may as well attack with this Faerie Dreamthief so they don't force it to block. It draws discards just to put the Iconoclast in the graveyard. I'm not sure they meant to do that. We'd love to find some removal. But maybe we're just going to get so wide with rats. We don't care. coming in. We'll trade for one of those. Should we chump that? I guess it doesn't matter yet. Blooming Marsh. So I got all 4 of my Blooming Marshes. Is that what just happened? Guess we'll take this one out of the graveyard for now. Attack with everything. We'll leave 1 rat back just in case we need to chump. Oh, and we only that was an untapped land. We'd have a big old persistent Marsh Stalker. It goes down to 14. End the turn. Discard into the Floodmaw. I don't feel like it's worth it to bounce anything. Storm Chaser's talent. Prowess. Torches the tower. Okay. Prowess. And smack us for some amount. Not lethal. We will have to leave some rats back next turn. Oh, okay. They can play the other side of this when it's plotted? That's a nice little, So, now we have to worry about lethal. We're down to 1. There was 1 draw that would have saved us there. And that was, because they can get that back from their graveyard. I guess they can't cast it immediately. What do you think about taking 10 to the face, opponent? Rather block. Okay. And now that it's safely back in the graveyard, we can make 4 more rats. They draw a discard anyway. Weird. They've got a nice little combo with Lila. I think their play is just to bring back the thing in the graveyard. Force us to block with Kitsa? I guess not. Now they're worried about losing. They're playing not to lose instead of playing to win. Oh, torch the tower, but that doesn't go face. That does not go face. We could torch the Faerie Dreamthief, I guess? Forces a block. Interesting. So we've got 11 damage there. Plus, when the rats attack, we'll get persistent Marsh Stalker. Now if they torch the Faerie Dreamthief, they're in trouble. They're good gaming it here. But do we have lethal? They can torch one of the rats, so I think I need to... Well, they're going to torch the persistent Marsh Stalker or they lose, yeah? I think they're gone no matter what, but let's just make sure we've got lethal. Got him! Up against Fool of a Took. Harrigan Took. Okay. Guess we could keep this. We'd rather have Altanak not in our hand. It's kind of like a mulligan. Feed a Pope. Hit anything good. The Marsh Stalker, they'll probably kill it, but that's par for the course. Didn't even get a land to bring back with Altanak. Maybe we can surveil a land in. Well, we got a Blooming Marsh. There's no way, there's no good way to play this, is there? Well, it doesn't seem at all worried about our creatures. Still didn't hit a land? Wow. Okay. Over to you, opponent. They scry. They scry again before drawing? No, they do not. Swampity swamp. That's down the Marsh Stalker. There we go. Okay, overrun. That will be good many moons from now. Let's put the Maverick in the graveyard. We're charging up here. Oh, hey. We had enough to bring back the Marsh Stalker. You got a more removal, opponent? Rather sit back and draw. Sandstone Sanctuary. Not well, they could make it a land, but they can't make it a land and block with it. Archfiend to the Dross. We can make this game go very quickly. Well, actually, sacrifice a creature. We'll sacrifice the Marsh Stalker. Bye-bye your guy. Then attack and bring it back. The value of the rats. They're down to 6. It's actually getting to the place where land overrun. Even just making a couple rats with the Marsh Stalker big enough. I guess they can gain 4 off the Maze Mine Tome, so we shouldn't start crowing. Archfiend to the Dross number 2. If I attack, they block. Guess I could force them to block the Marsh Stalker and lose the Archfiend. I guess that's my play. Hate to just pay 4 mana for 2 rats, but so it goes. Sometimes you gotta force the block. And we know we can bring it back. And they crack that. They gain some life. They go to 9. Mono black demons, it looks like. They're just slanging demons left and right. They can turn these into demons. Bloodletter of Aklazats. Well, huh. Actually giving up. Okay, I'll take. Playing Golgari Rats. Looking for some good matchups here. You don't want to see another match against red-white auras. Yeah, keep it. Did we go with the Surveil this turn? I guess so. We got a number of options next turn. Hey, they're playing green. Okay, we got a. We're in with a chance. Let's start the mill plan. The rats are out to feast. A Seed of Hope. Interesting. Okay. Got a fellow self-miller here. The passage back to hand. They say its name. Uh-oh. They, however, are running rare. Altanak. I guess let's see if we can win the say its name game. Oh yeah, Blooming Marsh. Rebel Bent Maverick. A rat in the graveyard, and we'll draw that land. And Bob's our uncle here. Question is, do we just start revenging of the rats? Try to get ahead of whatever they're doing. Some kind of probably Bonnie Paul nonsense or something. Not the deck that Saffron Olive did a couple months ago with the kill you with deserts. Let's say its name first. They've definitely got an instant speed effect. What do I want to bring back to my hand? A Karumonix? Or do I just plan to Revenge of the Rats next turn? I'll Seed of Hope, Revenge of the Rats. The opponent bounces a rat. Kind of boring. If they don't remove this Marsh Stalker, it's going to be pretty big. It's going to be real big. Faerie Dreamthief. Stack the graveyard. They got more instant speed, it looks like. Probably the Marsh Stalker's getting bounced back to hand. But, not. Be mighty big. Yeah, they got a bounce. Cannot bring back that one this turn. Well, look out, opponent, if I do. What are you doing? Blue-green self-mill. Take two. Would have been nice for you to take a huge amount, but we're going to opt. Just like a spell slinger. Got a storm. Prowess, Mimic Prowess. Storm Chaser talent. There's one example of prowess. Get a land. Can't bring back 2 Marsh Stalkers this turn. I guess we just keep bringing them back. In which case, I guess we'll play one. If that ever extra +1/+0. You gotta block it, opponent. Block it or bounce it. Fear Age. 4 cards in hand. They're going for the block. Go ahead. Down to 5. Okay, and a crab. Just that Simic crab deck, okay. Yeah, the thing is, these come into play already attacking, so the crab does not help with that. They're going to bring back a bounce spell, probably? We're so wide. They would need to bounce our whole board. Yeah, they're gonna go out swinging. Good game. Good game, Firage. We got the rats.
Oh, rats.
Playing some budget Golgari rats. Up against Croco Loco. Double Overrun and Altanak in hand. Ooh. I believe that's a mulligan. What's our best case scenario? We mill over a land. We put that in the graveyard. We get back the land. Turn 2. Oh. We go for the risky keep.
There should be no risk management. Study risk taking, not risk management.
Risky business.
Maybe I was supposed to draw that because that gives us a double spell. Opponent's in red. Oh yeah, Cacophony Scamp. What do you know it? Well, let's go for the throat this guy. They could blow up our Dreamthief. Let's get in with it first. Yeah. We'll preemptively pop the Scamp. There's a way to fight this deck, but you need a bunch of removal. You need more removal than they have creatures. Then they just set with all their pump spells in hand. More cheap removal than they have creatures. Now we could throw some cut downs in here, but opponent thinking hard about where to throw that damage. Like, do I pop the Dreamthief? They kept the hand with only one Scamp, then we're in business. Fingers crossed. Nah, Swift Spear. And a Bane Splitter, yeah. Land. Get a land. Nowhere to run. Let's... Ooh, we want to keep that, though. So we're just going to surveil, keep it on top. Our 2 overruns. And our 1 Altanak. We should have mulliganed the hand. Well, leave a comment. Did I go too risky? Did I listen to Nassim Taleb when I shouldn't have? Swift Spear, no blocks on that. Okay, don't even try to pump it. Weird. Pass the turn. Don't have any lands in the graveyard. Slicky shot show off. That's not great. They're coming in. Well, attempt to block the scamp. They probably will use their Felonious Rage, huh? So I could save myself that. I take 6. I feel like it's better to get the show off the board. But I do take 3 from that. Ugh. And a Blooming Marsh that's tapped. I think we're just toast with the most. I guess if we hadn't done that, we would have had a chance, but... Okay. Playing some budget rats! Golgari. Graveyard shenanigans. Where's my graveyard clip?
Meanwhile, there's breaking news from the graveyard.
See, we've got about 5 skulls.
And it's been under our noses all along.
Underground mortuaries. How many did I put in this deck? You get them every game. Let's get a rat. Ooh, okay, one say its name. Maybe we can get the 3. Maybe we can get an Altanak win here. Ooh, mono red. Mono red doing its mono red thing. Huh? Do we just know where to run their first creature? Or do we wait? I think we're supposed to wait. Forest. Don't care if we draw that yet. This will probably find us a forest. I mean, sure, I'll trade these guys. I lost 2 guys, but you lost your whole turn. And then we're just holding up nowhere to run, and if they don't play anything, we Faerie Dreamthief. Give it a shot. Okay, they're Gruul. They're not just mono red. They might also play some other colors. And a Heartfire hero. Okay. Well, let's get rid of one of those. What do we want to do? Do we want to down a blocker? Do we think we could take a turn? Let's say its name. Let's see what we find. I don't get to bring back that nowhere to run. No. Gnawing Vermin could be kind of annoying. I think I'm supposed to just take land. But like the best case scenario, they just lard up this Heartfire hero. They get a Questing Druid. Get some lands. Opponent's flooding out. Questing Druid. Are we more worried about the Druid? Or the stupid Heartfire hero? I think the Heartfire hero. See what we draw. Revenge of the Rats, okay. Rat plan. Rat plan coming in. And we milled some rats, that's good. We're at 17 life, they're at 4 cards in hand. Hopefully we can survive long enough to get the rat plan online. Swift Spear grows the Druid. They attack. What do we want them to pump up? The Druid? I guess force them to shock our face. They didn't have a pump spell. Little do they know. Oh, well. New plan. If we find an untapped land, let's make an Altanak. Not in the graveyard, is it? Yeah, it's in the library. And some rats. 6 rats and an Altanak. Check it out! What you gonna do about that, opponent? Staring down 6 rats and an Altanak. We got Swift Spears. They most certainly have Swift Spears. They do not want to attack. Ooh, and this is nice. Because... oh, what? Hey! About to turn the corner on them. Okay, how do we do? Well, very respectable 50% win rate. 67% on the play, 0% on the draw. We just hit a bunch of... the aggro decks on the draw is what that says to me. Only 47 minutes to get in 8 games. That's pretty fast, really. Mono red, not a great matchup. You could probably add some more removal to the deck. Red white, we've got the 4 nowhere to runs. Again, just a little bit more removal maybe would start to swing it. Overrun, did I get any games where we win with this? I definitely have tested and won with this, but maybe it's just a one-of. I don't know. We did have a game where we had 2 of them in hand and the Altanak in hand, which was we probably should have mulliganed that game. The Karumonix is great. The Aftermath Analysts are just okay. 2 mana to mill 3 and leave a 1/3 body behind. That's iffy. The Seeds of Hope, that's interesting. I might rather have those be more mill creatures. Mill or surveil creatures. The 2 life can be a difference. And it does help to hit the land drops, but I think those are questionable. The Eaten Alives, we could probably, if you want to do more removal, you could probably up the Eaten Alives. That's pretty easy. Go down some Seeds of Hope, up some Eaten Alives, potentially. Anyways, I like this deck. I think it's great. I hope you leave me some comments. I hope you continue to brew on this deck and leave me some comments and post your deck lists of improvements, because I would love to play this again if somebody gets this into good shape. As it is, it's decently competitive. I know this just says 50% win rate and 0% on the draw, but I played it a bunch on the ladder at Platinum, and it can regularly beat decks that are full of rares and meta decks and stuff. So it's not the greatest deck for ranking up, but on the other hand, 10 rares. 10 rares or mythics, budget deck, that's a lot of fun, and will at least keep you static while you get your get your quest done and everything else. That's it for me. Thank you for joining me here in the attic. I'm Manadad, reminding you Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.